All right. Good evening, everybody. How are we? All right. Looks like Reimer is here early, as always. What's up, Reimer? It says stream day. Yes. It is stream day. I have not put anything on YouTube in like a month. I need to do that after the stream tonight. I think there'll be 4 videos. Yeah, 4 videos going up tonight. So I'll get all those caught up, which is going to be awesome. Really looking forward to that. But hope you're doing all right, man. I'm excited about tonight. It's going to be a lot of Palm. I didn't realize that. The switches I'm building with the IFK. I'm going to have to look these up again. They're on CannonKeys. That's where I got them a while ago, and I just didn't like think about it. Ice Mint. They are FLCMMK Ice Mint linear switches. I am very stoked for these. What I didn't realize when I bought them is that they are a Palm top, bottom, and stem housing. So we're building the garbage truck on a Palm plate with all Palm switches. I don't know how that's gonna sound. I don't know if it's gonna be a little more muted or what, but looking forward to that. It should be rather interesting. So, yeah. Hey, Anime Enjoyer, what's going on? Glad you could be here. Welcome. Just talking about what we're going to do tonight with the build, which I'm really, really excited for. It's a lot of Palm. So, got these Ice Mint linear switches that are going to go into the garbage truck on a Palm plate. I've been meaning to rebuild this one for a while now, like a really long time. And I just haven't gotten around to it. I just haven't gotten around to getting the plate file from Evan and then getting it cut in Palm because I know I want to go Palm. So I desoldered the board. It had KTT Kangbais in it, lubed and filmed, and it was on FR4 plate. And just the sound profile was like high. It was like a high pitch profile, a lot of clack. And I just kind of got over it, and I stopped using it. So I've been saying for a long time how I want to rebuild it with some better switches, something that sound better. So I think this will be the answer. So hopefully that does solve it. What's going on, Rage? Nice to see you here. Welcome. I'm glad you can make it tonight. Should be a fun build. Definitely excited at this. I gotta buy more switches too. Like I've got some. But I want more. I want more switches and more options, I think. And now that I have the Embrace, I've got a really good hotspot board to test all them in. So that's one we keep doing. Speaking of, still have a couple of Embrace kits left. Still have a couple of PCBs as well. So if you want extras or if you missed out on the kit and you are interested in grabbing one, you can. There's a bunch of links everywhere. We have some on Reddit. We've got some on the Discord servers. I can definitely make sure that that's posted here as well. But we do have a couple of extras. So if you are on the fence, please don't wait. I don't know how long they'll be around. So, all right. Reimer says, "Man, I've been waiting on some Silent Black Inks for like 3 weeks." Yeah, you're gonna put those in your Embrace, right? So you're gonna make it like a quiet build, if I recall correctly. All right, there's the extras page. So if anybody is curious, wants some, there it is. So, all right, cool. I don't know how many people are gonna be here tonight. I know Keeb Noob is currently streaming as well, so didn't mean to conflict with her. But I mean, I'm sure you guys know Tuesday at 9 is like my stream time. I had a ton of Milmax sockets. So I finally got around to ordering these for William. So we're gonna get back to William's builds. I might even start streaming again on Thursdays and still like do a 2 per week type of deal. We'll see. I will give brownie points to whoever can tell me how many Milmax sockets are in here in this little pack. Get you nice and close so you can see. Give you brownie points if you can tell me how many are this one, and then tell me how many are in this one. Kind of curious if you guys are good at guesstimating. But we're going to get back to building all of William's stuff, which is really exciting. We'll probably start with some MB44s, and then we'll move on to the 40. I do want to build one of those. That should be pretty cool. We got the 2 Phoenixes, and we've got a bunch of others, so I'm really, really excited. Ooh, Chrome Peacock with a guess. You're close. I will say that. In fact, and Rage is very close, actually. I think Rage is closer than Chrome Peacock. It's pretty good guesses, actually. I'm pretty impressed. It always just surprises me when you order a lot, and like you get the package of Milmax, and you're like, that's it? Like, there's not a lot there. The answer is 200 and 800. So Rage was really, really close. Chrome was almost as close on the first bag. So yeah, only 50 off's not bad. But looks can be deceiving. There's 800 in that second bag, which is crazy to me. So yeah, it is what it is. But anyway, let's get started tonight. I don't think tonight's going to take a super long time because it should be pretty straightforward. I can talk about the build because the last time I built this, or when I got my chance to build it, I bought it off of Wallet Burner, and I think it was last year. Well, I say last year, it's 2021 when I built it. It was like on a Saturday randomly at 4 o'clock when I had like 5 people viewing. So if you're curious about the garbage truck, now you're going to find out about, which is pretty cool. And like I said, I'm super excited. So as I was saying at the beginning of the stream, this had lubed KTT Kang buys on an FR4 plate, which is fine. It was just higher pitch. It was very clacky, and that took some getting used to. And so I was like, for the longest time, I'm like, I want to rebuild this so it sounds just a little bit better, in my opinion. And I've been waiting and waiting and waiting, and I finally got around to where I was able to get a plate file printed, or cut, I should say printed, cut, and it's black palm. And then, like I said, I unintentionally grabbed these ice mint linear switches, which are also palm on palm on palm. So it's a palm top and bottom housing and stem. So it's all palm build. That's just, I'm going to call it now. Jake's turnaround time on this plate was insane. I think it was 5 days from order to when it arrived at my house. Like, I'm not kidding. He cut the plate within 24 hours and shipped it within 24 hours of me ordering, which was insane. I guess I got lucky on, like, queue time for it or whatever, but super, super happy with how fast, and that kind of put my timeline up, which is great, so I had something to stream tonight. But this build should be hopefully pretty cool. Well, it's just dirt or whatever. Oh, by the way, for those of you who are curious, from the build from last week, the Legacy Vault, so after stream, I put some tape on the PCB. I know I said I never would. And I put a thin piece of foam in here, and it made a world of difference. There's no more ping, and it sounds deeper across the board when I type on it, and I'm like so much happier with it now. Because I wasn't sure if I was going to keep this build or not. I was like, meh, like it's an okay build. There's nothing like super special about it other than I should have got a better Cerakote color choice. But then I used it, and I've been using it, and I used it all last week for the rest of the week, and I used it yesterday and today at work, and it's awesome. So I do like the build, and I know that Kane is going to revisit that at another point in time for what it's worth. So hope you guys get a chance to check it out if you want. But anyway, for those of you who don't know, garbage truck, 1800, 45% basically, 50%, whatever you want to call it. It does have the engraving on the back. No, I will not infill this. I just get nervous, even with water-based acrylic paint, I get nervous with anodized. Like, sometimes it feels like it's streaky. So if this was Cerakoted, I probably would infill it, but it's just not worth it, in my opinion. But love the Loki. Don't need a huge badge. Like, it's just got the name on it, which is great. And then it's got the old school cork feet, which is kind of cool. They're a little slick for me, in my opinion, but they're still pretty good. They don't go like a ton of places. The one thing I did do outside of these two screws is I did replace the hardware. So now I've got M2 screws that are Allen key head in here instead of the original Phillips head, and I just wanted better looking hardware. And I did that for the plate too. The plate got brand new Allen key screws, so overall pretty happy with the ability to make that change as well while I was doing this rebuild. So and hopefully these two are the only reason I have the two silver ones here is I didn't the M2 screws I have, the Allen key heads, they don't fit, and they're too tall, so that kind of changed up me wanting to have all black hardware across, but it's fine. It's not a deal breaker. Rage says, what's the potential danger in infilling anno? I find, like I found out on the Space 65 I did, that there can be streaking that kind of remains like a residual streaking, and I just wasn't a fan of that. So yeah, like I feel like that's the biggest like danger. So I just wanted to avoid that. I feel more comfortable on a very smooth surface. It almost feels like anno can absorb if you're not careful, whereas Cerakote feels like it's truly a protectant. So, and that's just personal opinion. I know some people have had a lot of luck in filling on regular anno, so it's whatever works for you, right? Like that's the way I look at it. That screw is much smaller. I don't know what happened there. I grabbed the wrong size screw. That's okay. I have plenty of extras. That's the good news. We can adjust that one. That's weird. Should have had a longer one. Should have been the 6mm, not the 4mm. Weird. Oh, and for the record, about an hour ago, I took a 15mg gummy, so it might be feeling good in the middle of the stream, or now, soon. Just FYI. That did happen. So, here's the underside of the case. And you can see it's got the space for the switches to rest in, which I thought was a really cool, like, instead of just being all flat and having like a ton of air and space, it's basically like built up. Like that's the best way to describe it. And it got milled out to fit all the switches, which I think is cool. And just a nice little feature that Evan did in here. So. And then of course you've got your top case, and it is... Technically, it's a top mount. It's a top mount board, and as I said, I replaced all the hardware in here, so we've got new M2 screws here to hold that in. Yeah, Ray, should go to any CBD store. They'll hook you up. Yeah, we can talk about that offline if you ever want. We got a nice store near us. That I like, so. I remember a long time ago, not recent, I basically didn't realize, but I popped a 60mg, and I definitely had a panic attack for like 3 hours. It was awful. It was awful. Just way overloaded. And I remember I went to sleep and I woke up and I still felt like I was in a state of panic. It was awful. So I'm very careful about my usage these days. Here's the palm plate cut from Jake. Looking super nice. A little bit of fingerprints, but it's fine. I'm very excited to use this. Got good flex. That should feel nice. Because even with the FR4 plate, it was very firm, and yeah, should help with the sound a little bit too. That's my hope. I typed on a MB44 that was on Palm at the Nashville meetup, and it like blew me away. I was like, I have to have Palm. So that's my hope here, is that I feel like that same way. And of course, your black top case. There are only 30 garbage trucks, 31 if you count the proto unit. So I think it's made out of it's milled. It's like a milled not umpway, something else. Either way, there's 31 of these. So they are kind of rare. I know that whole rare conversation and pricing has been thrown around in the 40s Discord server as recent as this afternoon. Good Lord, get over it. Things cost money. They're expensive. Not everything can be cheap and, super, super affordable. Not everything has to be affordable. That's all I'm saying. Not everything has to be affordable. And if that sounds familiar, you should go look at my nickname and it might make sense in Discord. I'm just saying. Might make a lot more sense. Reimer says that when I took one of my mom's sleep gummies that had 5 milligrams of THC, 30 CBD, and 10 melatonin, and it wrecked me. I kept hitting enter. Yeah, dude. If you're not careful, like, it can go one of two ways. Like, just like knock you flat on your ass, or as I talked about, or as Rage mentioned, weed panic, right? It's just like, it was like weird. Like, I couldn't calm down. It was just like 3 hours of just like, and not like, when I say freaking out, I was like, oh my god, man. It's just like you're in your head and you're quiet, and like all these things like just make you panic, and it's awful. So yeah, highly suggest easing into it if you've never done it before. I did not desolder the Alps encoder. It is an Alps encoder, so it's missing the 2 pins on the side. It's only got the 3 here, which I think kind of weird. And then I kept the 3 LEDs in here as well, and they light up for layer, etc. So Reimer says, as an avid user for years, but stopped for work, so my tolerance is nothing now. Yeah, I hear that a lot too, right? Like, mine's pretty low. I don't do it often. I do it occasionally, but sometimes just feeling like I need to kind of just take an edge off and calm down, and that's kind of where I'm at, which is good. So anyway, good PCB. Yeah, Tears, exactly. If you're here, not everything has to be affordable, which is the truth. Like, certain things are just expensive. I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. I love the diodes on here, how they're all in a line along this row. Evan did a really, really nice job with this PCB and keeping it very clean up top and having all the diodes in just kind of one row. Super helpful. And keeping all your electronics here and here. That's it. So the rest of the PCB is very clean. And like I said, I'm excited. I'm going to take my time tonight. We're not going to rush through this. And we'll see how it goes. Oh, and that's the other piece. I'm going to do... sorry, no raffle tonight, Reimer. I got stuff coming soon. And side note, I am working on another project. And it's going to be... Well, I don't want to say too much. It's going to be awesome. This is one entry for the garbage truck. I don't want to say too much, but I'm working on something. I'm very excited for when I can talk about that. I can't talk about it right now, but super, super excited about that. And like I said, if you guys are smart, keep your heads up. I've got some cool stuff coming on stream eventually, so just keep your heads up. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so we're going to do 7U, so it's 2 keys, 7U, and then 2 keys. I don't remember why the 7U fits over here, but it does. I think there was like a different layout you could do where it was like 1 key here and then 3 over, but that looks like crap in my opinion. It's uneven. This is the balanced layout. That's what I want. So we'll put some stabilizer stickers on there tonight. Reimer says he's the only one who can enter. Okay. And as I said, the thing I'm gonna do is I'm pretty sure no keyboard streamer has ever done. Ever. So we'll see. You guys can correct me when that time comes, but I don't think it's been done. So 3 left mods is practical. You're ugly. Nice to see you too, Nap. How are you? Oh, fucking Nap. Is that the right spot? No, that is. Why is this thing sliding everywhere? Probably too much dielectric grease. I did try and clean this PCB really good, so hopefully they gave it a 1-2. Tears says, take off your shirt on stream. No, not that. That's definitely been done. Don't worry about it. I got some cool stuff coming, so just hang tight. Or at least I think it's cool. Maybe you guys will hate it. Who knows? I never know with you guys anymore. I feel like I'm the old guy now, especially in like 40s. I feel like no one's ever happy. They're just like, oh, fucking Hedgie, he's so old and crotchety. And I'm like, I'm not really crotchety. I just don't understand the complaining sometimes. That's all. Ooh. Uh-oh. There we go. Come on. Come on. Fix. There we go. All right. Both of these are down. What's up, Swishy? Long time. Hope you're doing okay. Haven't seen you in a while, man. I know you're local. Local. Close enough. But I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you've been good. I will say, I forgot to put a daughter board into one of the Embrace packages I sent out, and a guy pinged me. He was like, "Hey, I didn't open this. I'm sorry. I'm missing a daughter board. Can you send me one?" And I looked up his address, and he was like 20 minutes from the house. And I was like, "Oh." I was like, "Yeah, man. You want to just meet up? I can just give it to you." So I met up with this dude 2 days ago. Yesterday was Monday. Met up yesterday and handed him the daughter board, hung out for like 3 minutes, chatted, and went on our way, which I thought was kind of cool. So kind of neat to meet another Embrace buyer in person. That was very cool. Swishy says, back in my day type of beat. Yeah, basically. That's kind of how I feel. Chrome says, so it ended up being a hand job. You said it, not me, dude. Very lit. Anyway, there's a small group of us here around, which is nice. Like, it's hard to remember that sometimes. That's one way to abduct me, lure me in with keyboard parts. Yeah, right? Hey, Rhymer, I have something for you. You might really want it. There we go. Alright, so only one stab tonight. There's no other stabs on the board, which is great. So, hey, Rage with the Prime sub. Currently subscribed on a 1-month streak, but has subbed for 6 months, so thank you very much. I appreciate that. I should shout out 6Anix, followed Kibi Crunk, Hey Vamp, and then obviously Rage with the sub. So thank you guys for the new follows and the new subs. It means a lot. As always, content's gonna keep coming. Like I said, we're gonna build Williams stuff. Probably starting Thursday. We're gonna get back into all of Williams builds, and then I'm gonna do some more rebuilds. I've got some other stuff I'm working on, so we should have some pretty good, healthy flow of content. Oh, I'm also probably gonna end up doing a original caravan. Someone reached out to me about rebuilding theirs, and it needs a little bit of work, so figured I could help kind of diagnose and fix. Sounds like maybe a jumper. So really looking forward to that as well. That's going to be awesome. I have not seen a caravan since I sold mine. And I'm not talking C2, I'm talking C1, the original. The nickel-plated with the basically interlocking pieces, the one I thought was cooler than C2. So yeah. Nap says, hey, Tears, I've got some tuned stabs in the van if you need some. So that's what'll lure him in. Okay. Hit me some lube. Let's go MCG. Let's go a little thicker tonight. That's what she said. Get our MCG 111. I'm not going to do 129. I'm going to do 111 tonight. Go. Tears. Keep going, baby. Yeah, hey, whatever floats your boat, I guess. If it's keyboard parts, or take a lot more than keyboard parts to get me to come out to get abducted. Sorry, just saying. Alright, nice and lubed. Got the insides of the sliders for the stabilizer lubed. Let's put all this back. Don't need the films. Alright. Yeah, we're good. Okay. On to the next part. Wire lubrication. Oh, and I gotta find the screws for these. Uh-oh. They're somewhere over there. We'll grab them in a second. It's fine. Does anyone watch... wow. Is that my puberty voice? Does anyone watch Yellowstone by chance? I keep getting suggested clips on YouTube, like on the shorts and like just in general, like, you know, hey, this is so and so, and like I feel like I'm missing out. Like everybody's talking about it right now. Am I missing out? Is it really that good? Anime enjoyer only watches anime. Reimer says he watches. He says yes, sir. All right, maybe I'll give it a shot. I happen to know because of the clips and stuff. Like I happen to know the character names. And Rip is the guy who played the drug kingpin on Too Fast, Too Furious down in the one in Miami. And he just looks totally different. He was also in Dazed and Confused. But it was just funny when like I recognized who he was. I was like, oh, I know that guy. Nap says Yellowstone looks like boomer ass yeehaw shit. And Reimer says it's pretty good. Granted, I am from boomer ass yeehaw country. Okay, well, I hear Kevin Costner's amazing. Like I hear that's part of it, right? So I just a lot of people were talking about it. I'm like, am I missing out? Like I don't know. Don't want to be missing out on a show and be late to it like I've been in the past, which I guess it's already in like season 4 or some crazy shit like that. So maybe I am already too late. Hell, I didn't watch The Office until it actually wasn't airing on NBC like for new episodes. That's how behind the times I was. There we go. Reimer says, Casey is my favorite. Dude's a badass. Season 5 just came out. Oh, maybe that's why everybody's just been talking about it nonstop, is because the new season's out. Gnarly says, I just started Game of Thrones. I have never, ever seen an episode of Game of Thrones. Ever. And I remember, like, the chastising that I still get, but the chastising, I'm like, you've never seen it? No, I haven't. Like, just like country shit, like country bumpkin shit and cowboys really don't appeal to me. I'm willing to give Yellowstone a try. Fucking dragons and, like, castles and, like, that whole, like, 16th century bullshit doesn't do anything for me. Just saying. Like, it just doesn't do anything for me. Alright, let's turn on the... Oh, you know, it'd probably help if my soldering iron and my fan were actually plugged in. Like, truly, it really helps when that stuff is plugged in. Just sitting there like, okay. Reimer says, so what do you like? Honestly, like, I'm a sports guy. That's the problem. So, like, I watch a lot of sports. I don't love college basketball, but, like, college football, NFL football, baseball. Like, that's my thing. But, like, well, I'll end up watching, like, a lot of just YouTube stuff. Like, let me be clear. Dave Portnoy is a piece of shit. But if you think about it, he is a pizza expert, and I do watch One Bite Pizza reviews. Like, I feel like you can have that opinion. That, like, understanding he is a giant piece of shit, but he is an expert on pizza. And so I am going to listen and watch his reviews. Just saying. Cap said, when you said Kevin Costner, I thought for some reason you said Kevin Sorbo when we were about to go off. No, not Kevin Sorbo. Don't worry. Didn't he become, like, a really crazy, like, hardcore right-winger, like, conspiracy nut? I'm pretty sure he did. Move, dog. Dog, what are you doing? My dog's here. I got both of them. They decided to hang out down here tonight for some reason. Reimer, yes, hockey. I do. And Nap says yes to Kevin Sorbo. Okay, so I was right. I remember that. Like, I don't know why I remember hearing about that, but I just remember that. Like, he went, like, nuts. Like, the, oh, fuck. The pillow guy. What pillow guy's name? Mr. Pillow? My Pillow? Yeah, My Pillow. That guy. And I know I dropped a washer here on my legs. I'm gonna have to very carefully try and hope. Oh, I think I saved it. I think I saved it. I did save it. I'm the fucking bomb. Let's go. Let's go. Reimer, you're a Bruins fan. Okay, cool. Cool. I'm a Lightning fan. So there is that. Alright. You could say, disappointed! Yeah, that one. Oh, this requires the tiny little Allen key. Cool. It's another Allen key for this build, so. Alright. Stabilizer is here. Huh. Ah, that's sad. No, it's not really sad. It's okay. I have a good story about that. I don't know if I've said it on this channel or not, but back in, shit, was that in May? Yeah, May. I went up to Toronto for a sales get-together. We had like all of our sales team from the East and the Central get-together. And we were in the Toronto office, and it was during the week of the Eastern Conference Finals? Yeah, Eastern Conference Finals. So it was the Leafs versus the Bolts, and I remember like we went out to dinner, and there was a game in Toronto, and we were like 5 minutes from the arena, not even. And I remember like every time the Leafs, every time they scored, I swear to God, I could feel the city shaking. Like the entire city was just like, it was insane. People were nuts there. The other thing I remember about that too is my boss, he's from Toronto, so he's a huge Leafs fan, like huge Leafs fan. And I remember we were getting in the Ubers trying to get out to dinner, and he said, like as he's getting in the car, he's like, "Go Bolts!" or "Go Leafs!" And I remember I said to him, "Go Bolts!" And he looked at me. He pulled, like, I could see the death stare through his sunglasses. He had sunglasses on. I could like see the death stare through there. I was like, "Oh, oops, shouldn't have said that." And that's like my boss's boss at the time. And so like we were having a good laugh about that. And I remember we were watching the game, and the Leafs scored the go-ahead goal, and like without hesitation, across the bar, it's like a loud bar, it's like 40 of us, across the bar, I hear, "Fuck you, Toby!" And it's my boss's boss, and he was giving me the business, and I thought about, that's pretty good. Like the fact that he's willing to make fun of me is a good sign. Means he likes me, but I just remember that. It was very funny. All right, hopefully no rattle in these tonight. Tier said, huge Leafs fan, he should be used to disappointment by now. I agree fully. So anyway, this is all in good fun. So all right, so these are the Ice Mint Linear Switches. They have a long name, but like starts with an F. If you guys really want to know, I'll find them in a minute. FLCMMK, whatever that stands for. Ice Mint Linear Switches. They are 50 gram bottom out, 40 gram plus or minus 10 gram operating force. But again, unintentionally, palm, palm, and palm. A lot of palm going on in here. They are factory lubed. The factory lube job is ass. Straight up, it's ass. And I only know that just because, like, I asked around, people like, you don't need to lube them, and they didn't sound great, and then I re-lubed them, and they sound good. In fact, like, just adding, like, a small dab on the stems and spreading the factory lube with whatever you have and getting it even across made a world of difference. So these are going in tonight. Like I said, we've got the palm plate. Stab was very easy, which makes me very happy. But yeah, this should be pretty straightforward for the most part. Should be. But you know, it's a hedgy stream, and we know we have scuff occasionally, so yeah. And then I've got my tried and trusty GMK terminal keycaps going on here, because it looks very good with that custom knob from Chrome Peacock when he was making knobs. I don't know, I think he said he might try and get back into it, but he made me the custom knob, which was awesome. So still rock that thing. All right, let's do this. We'll have a poll and figure out if we want to put, you guys want me to put the Alpha Keycaps Artisans that go with Terminal onto the board or not. We can decide, including potentially the gamer set. We do have the gamer set, so custom made from Johan directly to me. Still one of the coolest things ever. Like, seriously. He made me a custom gamer set because he was appreciative of all the other gamer sets I was collecting of his. Like, that's so cool. So I can't ever get rid of that set. It just won't ever happen. I'm still mad I sold some of those, some of the other gamer sets. Gnarly owns one. I think Camburger owns one. I don't remember who picked up the Blue Cola set. I should have held on to that one. That was a 1 of 1. I should have held on to that. Especially because now PBT fans clean blue looks like it's a perfect friggin' match. Like a perfect match. And then I'm like kicking myself because of that, so. But best them breaks sometimes, you know? Alright. Most of this is pretty fixed layout except for that bottom row, which is great, so. Big Dan Hobbies. What's up, Dan? How you doing tonight? Glad you could make it. Should have invited you over. You probably couldn't have made it, but I should have invited you over anyway. Hope you're doing good. It's not closed all the way? No, it's not. Can always tell when a switch won't go into the switch hole because it's not closed all the way. He says you should have jerk. Can already see the plate like bending just because of the weight. Like, there's significant bend. So this thing should feel pretty good. Dan says, could have been working in the background. Or you could have just been hanging out. You don't need to just feel like obligated to come work every time you come over here, bud. I feel kind of bad you feel that way. There we go. I'd want you to come hang out because I like when you're on stream. That's all. Not because I expect you to work. And you gave me the stinky cheese emoji. Okay. This is all out of love. All right, fair. Appreciate that. All right. Get all these in there. Not that I can really talk about it, Dan, but you like that teaser I put up? Some people have been privy to it, which is fun. Damn, dude. Is this command still not working? Cloudbot sucks. I don't know if I have to, like, delete Cloudbot or, like, redo my authentication or whatever. But I would love for Cloudbot to work so that when you guys type in !build, you actually get what I typed out each week, which is the actual build and what I'm doing. Alright, so Dan, since you're late, it is the garbage truck rebuild on a palm plate with literally all palm switches. The stems, the housings are all palm, so this should be an interesting sounding board. Should be, in theory. I don't know that it necessarily will be, but I rebuilt it because I didn't like the sound. Which I think is like a great question to ask of people is like, have you ever rebuilt a board because you didn't like the sound? Not because of the feel, but because of the sound. Oh, and I'm doing a loud spacebar tonight, which is like totally rare for me. I did have the silent Gateron ink in here that had been used very heavily available, but I figured why not and just go all out and get that 7U thwack, whatever you want to call it. Like, let's do that. So that's what I went for. Come on. Which is very rare for me to go that route, if you guys know me. Do I have enough switches? Did I lube enough? I should have. And if I didn't, I'm going to kick myself. Thought I counted enough. It looks like I didn't. It looks like I will need to lube 4 more? Wow. How did I mess that up? No, I have to lube 3 more. How did I mess the count up? I counted out 54, right? Damn. Okay. 2 more. I'll have to lube 2 more. Interesting. How did I screw that up? Let me go here and there. Okay, I see where they go. Coffee, what's going on, man? How are you tonight? Welcome. Okay. I can actually see where this plate is wanting to bend a little bit, which I find interesting. Like right around here. But I think that's just a function of getting around the stabilizers, maybe? Can't quite tell. But either way, everything looks like it's in place properly. So let's do this. Let's grab 2 switches real fast. Lube them very quickly. Can't believe I forgot to do that. Or 3. I was right, 3. I can't count tonight. 3 switches. I don't know how I missed that. Maybe I did 51 instead of 54? That has to be it, right? I had to have done the wrong count. That's my guess. Oh, I need a brush. Not the same brush I just used. This guy. This is the one I used today. I did lube all the switches today, so I was on like a 1 hour training session for work. Just totally doing my thing. Lubing. Got like 40 of them done in 1 hour, which is great. So, because I do find this very, very tedious. What's up, Evan? Evan says, thank God, don't know if I could watch you lube for 3 hours. Oh my God. Yeah, I don't think anybody would want to watch me lube for 3 hours, so it's all straight. No worries. Also, those of you that are later to the stream, I did mention we still have Embrace extras. And they are potentially going quickly, so if you are interested, please make sure you hop in and get them. Man, that comment, I got roasted from Evan. Damn. He roasted me. Alright, like I said, little dab. And then just spread that evenly across. Because I can see, like, on the front and the back of the switch, like the slider, the stem housings were done on the sides, but, like, not on the front and back, and not on the actual pole itself. So, he said pole. Oops. Don't want to lose the lube either. There we go. Evan says, don't sleep on Embrace. It's keyboard of the year 2022. I would agree. I have not heard, not to toot my own horn, or have Evan toot his horn too bad, I have not heard a negative review yet. And I mean that, like, everybody's been very, very positive about the board, which is very exciting, so. And I feel so, like, I will toot my own horn. I feel very lucky that I was able to work with Evan because I was able to get everything out so quickly due to him helping me. Dan was here one of the nights where I was just, like, pumping out the labels and stuff, just kind of going back and forth and packing, where I packed a bunch. And that's, like, that's also the nice part, right? Is that a single kit with no, like, add-on or configuration options allows for very quick fulfillment because you know everything that's going into it. So I basically was able to package all of them first and then just literally pump through the labels. So, like, that first night I got 12 done and it took me a long time. And then that's when I realized, like, oh, don't be an idiot. Just, like, pack all these one by one and then run through the labels very quickly. And it was insane, so. Tier says, and he hires assassins to kill people who he suspects might leave a negative review. Yeah, that's what I heard. But like I said, got extras, got a couple extra PCBs as well. One's going out tomorrow. Someone purchased today, so just if you are thinking about it, don't wait, because they will go quickly. Especially because that might be Evan's last board for a while. Dun dun dun. If you didn't know, Evan might take a break. I think that's public knowledge at this point, but don't blame him necessarily. It's easy to get burnt out on stuff, and especially when you're doing the same stuff. So, you know. I think that's the right. Yeah, it's the only one with solder, so that's the right switch hole. Coffee says, rip to all non-embracing bosos. Yeah. Embrace these nuts. That's what I always say, right? But in a serious note, we do have extras, and they will ship immediately. If you purchase tonight, it will ship tomorrow. And that's enough shilling for me for now, so. Alright, done with this. God, I hate lubing. Like, it just takes up so much time. It's freaking annoying, man. But good news, there's only 3 of them. Alright. Come on. There we go. Much harder to get the tops on the new switches with all the dustproof stuff these days. There we go. Alright, let's make sure we have all the pins up this time. I don't want any issues like last time. Yep, looks like all the pins are good. Cool. Put the lube away. Quick wipe of the hands. Don't do that. Alright. Quick sip of the drink, and we'll be good to go. MX creams with added pins. Interesting. Yeah, I actually didn't mind lubing the Gateron cap switches. I thought those were actually easy to lube, so. Alright, let's move this guy way out of the way. Just unplug it for a minute. Bring the soldering iron closer, turn the fan on. As always, the Ask Me Anything Twitch safe part of the stream, so anything's on your mind about me in general. Or something else, you can ask me anything within reason. Like I said, it's just got to be Twitch appropriate, please. And yeah, looking forward to that. Alright. Make sure we're good here. Yeah. See, there is definitely a small bend. I can see it. But I'm hoping when we get it put into the case that just helps straighten it out a little bit. It's just the plate. Like, I feel like with palm plates too, or like those laser cut plates, there's just not as much give in the tolerance, so it becomes very tight and it bows a little bit. I just want a straight keyboard. I want keycaps to be bowed over, you know what I mean? Alright. This hopefully should be a little bit easier because this has already been soldered on. And I'm right, it is. This will be a lot of pins to do. Extra solder on that pin for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, there we go. It's so sad that a switch called Cream needs lubing. Yeah, I guess. You know, I still haven't tried any like of those specialty like broken in switches. I don't know. I haven't gotten the hype, haven't done it yet. Do you guys think that's worth it? Is that something I should give a try? Like what? What are your thoughts? Nap says I bought some broken in switches and they're switches. Just use your keyboard more. That's funny. Just switches. Okay. Well, like I said, I feel like there's probably some switches that could do really well with some good lubing, but... Or, I mean, with some breaking in, but, yeah. I bought some 320k broken in creams, like, almost a year ago, and... Because I don't know. Well, hey, like I said, maybe I'll come... Maybe I can test them in a hot swap board and see what I think. I just think it's funny, too, when people wanted, like, the MX Blacks out of, like, the heavily used WYSE terminals, the WISE terminals. And I was thinking about, like, yeah, it's great for, like, your main alpha cluster, but if you don't remember which switches are where, are you putting, like, the one switch that's only had, like, a couple thousand actuations because it was, like, print screen or some shit, versus, like, having one that was under A or whatever? So, yeah. Saw a dude on Insta who 3D prints a machine to break in switches. Yeah, honestly, if I just got my 3D printer working again, I could make one. I know there's like instructions online and it requires just a motor and a counter. Like, I could probably do it, but I haven't got my printer back online. So, because I'm just too lazy to like manually re-level the bed. Which now I saw this other printer that I kind of want, and it's a $1,500 printer, and I'm trying to like justify that to the wifey, and I can't. So yeah. Auto bed leveling. It's already enclosed. It's like has a multi-feed ability. It's like everything you could want in a cheap 3D printer, but actually available, which is funny to me. Yeah, it's all good. There's just a short pin. Okay. Coffee says, I heard if you buy trash switches, you don't have to fuck around with breaking in. Look, like, you probably don't have to F with breaking in, but I will say, like, some of the switch recommendations from some people, where they're like, oh yeah, you don't need to lube these. Yeah, you do. Like, you still need to lube them. It still affects the sound. Factory lube is ass. I have not found, like, truly, I think the only switch I found that's factory lube that I am okay with are those TTC Purple Flames. And I think a lot of that actually just has to do with the fact that whatever material they're using for the stem, it's super, super smooth. So, yeah, it is what it is. Reimer says lube all of them. Yeah, I'm just in that department, honestly. I will say there's definitely some switches that out of the box sound really good and feel amazing, but just that little bit extra, like, for me, pushes it over the edge. That's all. And again, like, the Purple Flames, I felt no real, like, value out of lubing them. I did anyway, because I already done, like, 10, but yeah. Dan says he'll bring over his creams next time. Okay, thanks, man. I'm too far away from the fan. It's not even collecting. I will say I don't like the pull, like one of the pins on these switches. It's really thick, and it's hard to get like a good solder joint on. At least that's what it feels like. I don't know what's happening, but yeah. I think it just takes a while to heat up properly, honestly. Reimer says the quieter the better. Yeah, like I said, weird for me too not to do a silent spacebar in this build tonight, but like I said, just kind of mixing it up, I guess. Alright, in the zone a little bit. Let's go. Alright, I have a question for everybody else, since no one's asking me any questions during this time. And that is, what, if any, boards are your most anticipated for 2023? Is there one that you're waiting on that you have on order and it's just not there yet? Is there one that you know is an IC that you're really interested in? Very curious to hear what everybody else wants. Reimer says Pearl R2. You and me both, brother. We're waiting. Oh, why is this? Okay, that's weird. Yeah, just bend that pin back a little bit. That was weird. I did talk to Coob about maybe doing a special anno job on mine, so we'll see what's up. See how much that might cost. But that one they posted on Instagram 2 weeks ago, CAD Labs, was sick. That two-tone with like the yellow and the blue-green. That was sick. Oh, how did I miss the switch down here? That's stupid. There we go. Okay. Torn between picking up a scallop or a curio. Can't really justify anything else unless I sell some stuff off. Reimer says that thing was nutty, and there's always room for more nap. I agree, and I think curio is going to be pretty damn affordable from my understanding too. Just like the aluminum Vault 35 is affordable, I think curio is going to fall in that kind of same category. So I like my curio. I still do. I still type on it occasionally. Although Kane told me to get a palm plate on that too, and I might get one cut, and we'll go from there. So he said it sounds just a little bit better, and like that's the thing with palm. I keep hearing like palm sounds better, palm sounds better. So Rage says, I don't know how far off it is, but excited for Phoenix V2 top case. Yep. The other caveat being is if Scout runs, yeah. Bully is going to be board of the year in 2023. Interesting. You really think so? I think there might be a few that'll be in the running. Hopefully one day Field Trip delivers, and then that one can be in the running too. I'm really looking forward to Field Trip. People be liking my Insta post right now. Okay. Nap says, where's Ocean? Yeah. Wherever the PCBs are. I don't know where they are. I'm gonna hold my thoughts on the situation for a little while. Let things settle down a little bit. I think that's the best bet. Trust me, I want these completed too. There you go, Reimer. You can look at a new top case for your Phoenix. I legit forgot that I ordered one for a few weeks' time. Nice. Everything feels very slow right now. That's all I'm going to say. Everything feels nice and slow. Rage says 2023 resolution is to make this year I start trying to make my own PCBs. Super intimidating, but look forward to the challenge. Maybe you and I should take that on together, man. I feel like I need to pick up that skill. I feel like there's a lot of aspects of like case design that I have down pretty well now, thanks to Evan. Huge shout out to Evan for his assistance and helping me with some things. It turns out I actually showed him something in Fusion last week, which I thought was cool. And really rare. Like, what are the chances me showing Evan something out of all people? But yeah, like, I need to learn PCB design so I can do my stuff too. Alright, Rage says he's down. Would like to geek out over some of that stuff. That sounds awesome, man. Because I will say, like, case design is fun. And when you, like, get into it, like, the hours go by quick because you're just doing your thing. Total time for one of my recent projects, I think I knocked it out in like actual Fusion time, like 5 hours. I was hauling ass. I spent like 2.5 hours each night on it, but I got into a rhythm and I knew what I wanted and I knew how to do it, and like, yeah, super awesome. And for the record, Fusion has a lot of like great uses outside of keyboards and stuff, so I'd highly suggest picking up, especially if you have like still have like a student email. I think you get it for free or something like that. Like, it's free. I don't pay for it, so highly suggest if that's something you guys ever want to learn to do it. And there's tons of YouTube tutorials. It's pretty basic. You're just making shapes and then cutting and trimming those shapes. Like, that's really all you're doing, or drawing lines and then making shapes out of those lines. It's not hard. Need a little bit of math, not too much. It's a lot of fun. Oh, see, like, part of this doesn't feel like it's melting, which is super strange. Almost done, though. Like I said, this has kind of been long awaited to rebuild this board, because I don't feel like it was getting the love recently. Granted, I've got a lot of new stuff, but just feel like it was not being used, and it should be. It's a good board. It's actually a decent travel board too, because it doesn't weigh a lot. It's just long, which it actually fits into like a 65% carry case and stuff, so that's super helpful. One of my favorite key things to do is just get in the zone, hop on KLE, and make designs. Yeah, absolutely. What is the Mech Vault Discord? I don't think I... Is there one? I didn't even know there was one. Honestly, Rage, you could probably pick up both at the same time. Like, if I'm being honest. Yeah, this definitely flexes. Like, this is bowed a little bit. And again, I think it has to do with the palm plate, because the FR4 plate didn't do this. Like I said, I think being screwed in nice and tight to the top of the board will help fix some of that, because it'll be evenly distributed across the 6 tabs. So, let's turn the fan off. We'll do a quick count. Should be 108, because there's 54, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22, 4, 6, 8, 32, 4, 6, 8, 42, 4, 6, 8, 52, 4, 6, 8, 62, 4, 6, 8, 70, 2, 4, 6, 8, 82, 4, 6, 8, 92, 4, 6, 8, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 54 switches? They're all soldered, but I don't remember why I counted this. Huh. Did I fuck up somewhere? I might have fucked up somewhere. Whatever. I'm feeling good. It's whatever. We straight. G.A. Rupert Pumpkin. Hi, Hutchie. Hey, what's going on? William, what's up, man? How are you? Hope you're doing all right. I was just talking about how, I say just, at the beginning of the stream, I was talking about how I have your 100 and or 1,000 Milmax sockets, and we're gonna get back into your builds. Bleh, can't talk. Builds. Your MB44s, your Phoenixes, etc. So I'm really looking forward to that. Awesome. All right, so we're good. So palm on palm on palm, palm stem, palm top, palm bottom, palm plate. Should sound awesome. Should. Keyword. I'll get them in the alignment tabs here. Oh, I know there's that flaw. Oh, it wasn't flaw, it was dirt. I was like, why is there a flaw there? It's not a flaw. Oh, and I got to switch out one of these screws too on the back side of the case, but when we get there. Okay. So like I said, I got new hardware for it. They were silver. I believe they were Phillips. No, they weren't Phillips head. They're just different Allen key, but I got new black hardware for all through the board except the back bottom two. Oops, wrong one. Back bottom two screws don't fit. So yeah. What's up, Adrian? Nice to see you. Hope you're doing all right. Thanks for stopping in. I forget that it's like 5 hours behind, so it's 5 p.m. there. I think, right? Adrian's in Hawaii. Hawaii. Do the locals say it like that? Hawaii? Or is it just like... That's that movie bullshit that you see that like everybody has to overdo it. Yeah, Rage, that's what I was thinking. I don't think, like when I talk about I meant his channel. Like, he just has his channel in 40s as far as I know. That's it. Rage says Hawaii has some crazy the pronunciation. Man, I am losing it already, boys and girls. Oh boy. We're in trouble. Not really, but I just like joking about it. Not too tight. Tight enough. Man, I hope this board sounds good. I really do. Be a lot of work for it to just sound like the same, which I feel like would really suck. Hey, stop licking. That's gross. No one wants to see you do that. Got my dogs here. Both of them. One, William, he's just like full ass into his crotch. Just, I'm like, dude, be better. Alright, middle, and we should, last middle one, we should be good to go. William says, by the way, my Pegasus is on the way. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Rage says, dog cam win. Nah, they're rarely down here when I stream. I don't know, like tonight they were a little weird. I'm like, whatever, come on down. But yeah. Alright, cool. So we're also going to build William's Pegasus. He'll really like that one, I think. That was super awesome. I like that one. Alright. To be honest, we don't mind how people pronounce Hawaii, but saying it with the pause is appreciated. So it is Hawaii. Hawaii. Because you get like those like influencers for like Instagram, like, we're off to Hawaii. Oh my god, we're going to Hawaii. Then we got like one Hawaii. Oh, this is gonna sound so good. I can already tell. That's gonna sound good. That palm is like magic. Alright, cool. Yeah, and I took care of basically the flex. There's no like flex now. It's gonna be sick. Alright. I need to also grab the other piece of hardware. Like I said, I grabbed the wrong size. I do have this sweet case full of awesome M2 screws that I'm mostly using from the one section only, which is hilarious to me. Where's an extra tiny one? Where did that one get in there? Interesting. All right, little 4mm. These are great though. I do like having these. And I do have some regular silver M2 screws as well, M2 by 4mm. So I've got a lot here, which is fantastic. All right. Back with the garbage truck on. Slides into place. Let's get the sides in. Give it the old tug. Okay, not too tight. Don't want to overdo it ever, because that sucks. I remember when I got this board from Wallet Burner, it did have a screw that was broken, like it broke off. And the good news is the way it broke, I basically was able to take needle nose pliers and turn it and pull it out, which saved a lot of headache. I didn't have to go through like JB Weld or like I didn't have to do anything super crazy, but it's a reminder, just like don't over tighten your shit, like, because as good as these screws are, they're still kind of fragile. All right, like I said, put the silver hardware down here. Unfortunately, I was trying to go for the all black look, but unless I go get some black painted screws or black colored screws, then it don't matter. It's just that the head of the screw is just too tall. It just comes above the piece right here. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I would have it. Because you guys know me and like themes and sticking to it. Like, I'm all about that, so. In the hole, last one. Yeah, William, I'm thinking the MB44s first, by the way, if you're down for it. I was trying to think about what I would want to... Is this thing so... Oh, I was right at the end. I was just about to say, like, why is this still spinning? And we're there. All right. Like I said, hopefully it sounds good. If it doesn't, I'm going to be so disappointed. But definitely looks nice, the shiny black palm plate. That plate file was done pretty well. Everything's aligned. Now it's time for keycaps. Do you guys think I should do the artisans? Should I go full artisan? Or should I just leave it no artisan? I'm curious what you guys think. Well, there's always going to be one artisan. And that's the knob from Chrome Peacock. Thank you again, sir. Originally, we thought this would match Toxic, and GMK Toxic. So, those of you who don't know, this actually matches Terminal pretty damn well, and I didn't realize that at first. But for those that don't know, GMK Toxic is not the same color codes as the what's the word I'm looking for? As the JTK ones, or the SP ones. Like, the color codes are slightly different. Sorry. So GMK Toxic, done by Tombury, of course. He jacked it up. It's dark gray. It's a gray and like that neon highlighter yellow, where JTK Toxic is black and that like neon yellow. And so it made my artisans that are like the ones from Alpha, the Gamer Set Splinter Cell, it doesn't match GMK Toxic, matches JTK Toxic. Well, I didn't have it set of JTK Toxic, so I kind of gave up on that. I still want to get a set because you can make it, you can stuff it on a 13U board. Yeah, you'll have incorrect legends and shit, but you can do that. So I may still pick up JTK Toxic at some point. But just a quick history lesson that the colors are not the same, and Tombury fucked it up for GMK. Just saying. Anyway, 7U spacebar non-silenced for me, which is rare, so... Sounds good. I can hear... Yeah, it sounds a little hollow. Could be the palm plate. Could be because there's no keycaps on it. That happened with Embrace too. There were no keycaps on it, and I tried a keycap, and it sounded bad, and then I put all the rest of the keycaps on, and guess what? It sounded really good. So that's my hope here. Hope I didn't F up a perfectly good board in the name of, like, sound, or attempting to get to sound. And I was smart, and I had all my keycaps saved up so I didn't have to go searching through each time again. Did that on purpose. I'll figure out where that is again in a second. I can't remember which side I put that on. It's weird, like keys that I normally would ignore, I actually have to put on, which is very funny to me. Wow, that T went. That T must be loose. That thing went right on. It's not going anywhere, but damn. Alright, you guys said artisans, or at least William said artisans, so I'll probably put the artisans on. Which means I have to hold on to that one too. I think delete was... I think delete was here. I think 0 I have is in the middle. It's funny, these number keys basically have... Oh, this is loose now. That's funny because I straightened it out, which is good too. I straightened that. It was crooked. Anyway, these are basically unused, so they have no shine and they still got good texture. Meanwhile, like QWE, that whole F row and home row are all like super shined right now and super smooth, so kind of a difference in feel between the keycaps, which is kind of funny to me. Oh yeah, I did. That's fine. I'll put that there. That's fine. Let's do that. Even the arrow keys feel better. No, not numpad. No, I'll show you. I've got some corner ones and actually don't need the W. Sometimes it feels a little too much, but that's okay. Oh, no S. Y. No C either. Alright, so C will stay over here, up arrow here. That's why I'm glad I don't have to go through all these one by one. We'll hold on to delete too. 7. A. Got a story actually I didn't tell and I should have been telling about my wife and trying to use my keyboard, which is hilarious. Okay. Should put the rest of the artisans there. Let's put these just so you guys can see what it looks like. I don't know if I'll keep it this way, but time to grab the artisans. Move, move. All right. So I've shrunk down the collection quite a bit recently. I've sold a bunch. I've just been kind of cleaning out what I really don't want anymore, what I don't have. Did I sell this one? I have to go back and look. I might have sold this Goo Bear and forgot to send it out. I hope not. Some guy pinged me today about it. I'll have to look. Because that's totally possible. Oh, it's not even plugged in. I can't even do it. We'll get around to that. Anyway, sorry. So the alpha keycaps that I have, there's actually a few. Good God. Okay. So first we have the Hacker Light Capora, or Salvador, excuse me. Hacker Light Salvador. I like this for an accented key, so that can go right up there. The Splinter Cell Salvador. Whoops. Come on. And then the Splinter Cell Capora. Those are there. So we got those on there. And I'll zoom in and we'll get some better light on this. And then, of course, the gamer set from Johan himself. These might need to be restretched, actually. That's crazy. Forget to move A. So then I'm like, why is there one missing? Okay. So, yeah, these are gonna have to be restretched. They sit a little taller. And that just really means that they're not used to sitting on stems this size, even though I did warm them up and go through that process, but that's okay. I love the little touch on the backside too. The little, so that you know they're authentic, which is awesome. That's like a nice to have. Yeah. Like I said, it was gonna sound better as soon as I got all the keycaps on it. Another board where if you don't have keycaps on it at first and you type in like one keycap, it's gonna sound like shit. But there we go. This looks kind of crazy. There's a lot going on this right now. But awesome. Yeah, I can hear it when I pick it up. I can hear that, but the numpad has always sounded a little like off. But otherwise, you guys want to hear what this sounds like? Be quiet. All right. Nice and close. No rattle. We're good. Awesome. That sounds much, much better. Awesome. Okay. I feel much better about this board now. It was much like... The sound was hard to describe. I know Evan typed on it when he was here. And I know Dan has typed on it too. It's definitely a unique sound, like it was. Now it's a little more like in line with what I like. Which is quiet and a little bit deeper. So I'm pretty happy. I can't complain. That's a good build. And it looks sick. Artisans are good. Just enough highlighted green. Yeah, I'm super happy. Cool. Let's triple check that it works though too. That's a good sign. All right. Okay, that's the right one. There we go. Those work. Yep. That should be row 3. Okay, I was right. Awesome. Oh yeah, like from a, if I had the cable that went across this way, it'd look really good. Absolutely. But yes, from an aesthetic standpoint, it's good. All right, sorry. So we're good there. Okay. Like I said, happy to have that rebuilt and back, which is great. Oh yeah, so this is the downside. This is the one thing about the knob. Because the encoder was bent a little to the left, this knob is loose. I just got to put some like plastic wrap in here. And I could turn it and there'd be a specific spot where it would kind of catch and like hold. I don't have that anymore, so I just do have to be aware that that is loose, and I will take care of that. But again, cool build. Hopefully it gets me using it a lot more again. Like I said, 1 of 30, I think. 1 was a proto, so 31 total, something like that. But, you know, what do you guys think? Pretty sick. I'm super happy with it. Happy to have it back. And a board sound that I like. And I am coming around. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I'm coming around to non-silent spacebars. It's taken me a while. But I'm coming around. Man, 7U is so, they're so long that it's almost like there's reverb in the key. Crazy. Crazy. Anyway, that's it for tonight. Tonight was going to be quick and easy. Doesn't help that I am on the midpoint of Megumi, so I'm just chilling right now, which is great. So yeah. William says, nice garbage truck, maybe a sub 40 from trash compactor, aka sub 40. Interesting. 10U garbage truck win. Maybe I can help Evan out with that. I can do a case design. But I gotta lean on him for PCBs until I learn how to do that myself. But thank you guys for coming out tonight. I appreciate that. Always nice to get to do a rebuild of one of my favorites, and really kind of pleased with how this came out. It looks awesome, sounds good. Who else can you complain? Probably Thursday we'll do the first set of boards for William. We'll do the MB44s. Those will be Mil-maxed, so we'll go back to the Mil-max chain and keep doing that again, and we'll get those set up for him. Again, thank you everybody. I will see you on Thursday. Have a great night. Bye.